Hey everyone, today's video is going to be a tutorial for Farmers Beauty Week. Farmers Beauty Week this year is running from the 14th of March, which has just gone, to the 20th of March. Like last year and all other years during Beauty Week, Farmers has some really awesome promotions. You can get double points on fragrance. You can also get double points on a lot of different makeup brands. But the main reason why I'm excited is because I get to share that Farmers are holding an awesome competition at the moment. Like, I am very, very jealous about this competition. All you need to do to enter is just recreate one of the 4 looks, put a little bit of your spin on it, and upload a photo of it to either Instagram or Facebook. Please make sure that you hashtag beauty@farmers, and also feel free to hashtag me in so I can see it too. Live loves, hashtag live loves. And then you're in to win. It is so super duper simple, and I didn't mention, but you're going in the draw to win a $1,000 Farmers shopping spree. There are also 4 prizes of $250 shopping sprees for the runners-ups. Runners-ups. Anyway, enough said. I am going to stop blabbing. This is like the longest introduction ever, but I just wanted to get out all of the information about Beauty Week and all of the information about the giveaway because I am so excited about it. I'm gonna go let you guys watch the video. If you want to see how I got this trend forecast look, then please keep on watching. Alright, so let's get ready for makeup. Please excuse my red skin. I have exfoliated. And I also came back from the gym a few hours ago, so those two together, not a good combo. So Farmers sent me a few foundations to try. I think I'm going to save another one of them to use in a first impression video. So I thought I would try this one for you guys in this video. This is the Revlon Colour Stay 2-in-1 makeup compact thingy. And I have the lighter shade, which is Ivory. And I don't know if you guys can see, but the foundation definitely swatches and applies lighter than it looks in the pan. Because when I opened this up, I was like, oh my god. But then if you swatch it, by the way, this bit here is the concealer, foundation is there. When you swatch it, it's actually a lot lighter. I don't know if you guys can tell, but it's a lot lighter than it looks in the pan. This does have a little bit more of a pink undertone, so I don't know if it'll be the perfect match, but we're going to roll with it. So I'm going to apply this with a flat top brush. A really great foundation brush that I love from Farmers is the Real Techniques brushes, but unfortunately mine are dirty, so I'm just going to be using a different one today. I'm just going to apply this all over my face. And then I'm just going to use the concealer to apply over any blemished areas, so probably just my chin and around my hairline. And immediately you can see that that's getting rid of some of my redness. And those blemishes are like straight erased. As you can see, if you compare the one half of my face that's done versus the bare half, you can see that this has covered my redness incredibly. Like, it's kind of insane. Full coverage is one of the things in Farmers trend forecast, so we already hit one of those things. I really like full coverage, but for me it's not an everyday thing. Let me know down below whether you guys are a fan of full coverage for the everyday. I'm just going to go ahead and match this side of my face up, obviously, and then I'll be right back. Now that I've got the whole face done, I do just want to say less is more with this foundation. This side I can definitely see the makeup more, whereas this side it's not as obvious. I think I did use a little bit too much on this side. I use way less on this side, but I still have a lot of coverage and I feel like it'll last longer. I am just going to use a little bit of the concealer under my eyes. It feels quite thin, so we'll see how we go. This is probably more so meant for blemishes, but I don't have another concealer, so we're just going to try this one today. This one is definitely lighter than the foundation, as you guys can hopefully tell. So maybe it is meant for under eyes, I don't know. I like this more than I thought I would, I'm not going to lie to you guys. I really didn't think the concealer was going to be anything special, but I do think that it's quite nice. My foundation took a while, but that's just because I wanted to talk you guys through what I liked about foundation, so sorry if that was painfully long for you guys. I just wanted to explain it in every detail. For powder, I'm going to use one that's actually not new. I didn't get a powder in my box and I didn't need to go out and buy one because I know that this is the best powder that you can get at Farmers. It's the Australis Fresh and Flawless, and as you guys can tell, mine is very well loved. This is in the shade Natural, but whereas when I am at my fairest, or you know 99% of the year, I use the lighter shade, which is probably called Porcelain or something like that. I don't actually know what it's called. And I'm just going to pat this onto my face, really making sure to pat, because I think the texture of this foundation will mean that if you do anything but pat, it might go walky, so make sure that you're patting. Blending it down my neck, because my neck for some reason is just white, and then my body is like off-white, aka tanned. Alright, so now that my foundation's on, 2 things I want to say really quickly. First of all, this foundation and the powder that I use don't have SPF, so theoretically it should be really, really awesome for flash photography. And secondly, this is not a foundation that looks natural. It is so high coverage. I don't think I've ever had my skin looking this porcelain in my life. Now for the part that I'm most excited about in this whole entire video, it's time for brows. I have not used this product yet. I have been dying to use it. I've had this for a few days and I want to use it so bad. This is the Chi Chi Brow Pomade and it's in the shade Soft Brown. They sent me a few shades and out of all of them, This one I think will be perfect for me. I like the way that these come with a little seal. I also got sent Blonde and Taupe, and those two are both very cool. So if you do have lighter hair, those ones will work great. But obviously having black brows, those shades were a little bit light. So I'm just going to use this with my regular brow brush. I really like brow brushes that have a spoolie on the end. If you guys haven't used a brow pomade before, you need to listen very carefully. You tap your brush in, and then what I personally do is I scrape the edges of my brush on the edge of the container, because if you go dip and then put it in, you are going to look crazy. It doesn't matter whether you have like the lighter shade or the darker shade, your brows are going to look out of control. So be very careful. Take my word of warning, I've made that mistake. And I'm just going to start filling them in. This is like literally the perfect shade. I'm in love already. You guys, I don't want to go on the record and say this is better than the Anastasia brow pomade because I haven't worn this, but I swear that was like easier than the brow pomade, and I feel like it's way more natural. I think this shade is just absolutely ideal. Even if you have dark brows, soft brown is a go. I just sort of use short sharp strokes. Don't go like this because it's a cream, it kind of glides and you'll be like, woo, looking like Spock with like a upturned eyebrow. Which, by the way, throwback to my old videos where I used to look like Spock. I'm in love. So that's my brows done. If I wasn't talking and like being annoying, I probably would have done them in like 2 minutes because that was so super simple. So far, this is a must have. Must. I said that really funny. For setting the brows in place, there are 2 products that I adore. There is the L'Oreal Brow Artist Plumper and the Maybelline Brow Drama. The Brow Drama is probably for those of you who have thicker eyebrows because it's got like a spiky ball of death on the end, whereas the L'Oreal one has a smaller brush. But I do prefer the L'Oreal one, so I am going to use it today. I have mine in the shade, the darker brown one. I don't know what it's called. In the shade, the darker brown one. Exactly. I would definitely recommend using one of these sorts of products like a brow gel, even if you use a pomade, just because you don't want your brows going askew. I feel like because I use such a small amount of pomade, it doesn't actually hold my brows in place. I feel like if you had less brows than me, the pomade might be enough, but my brows are like ridiculous. Like I pretty much need to super glue them down, otherwise they're going to go flying. But both of these keep my brows down, no problems. Just while we're kind of talking about eyebrows, I just want to mention that I got sent this, and you guys tell me whether you want to see a video on it. It's the Lash'em All Eyes On You Brow and Lash Enhancing Serum. Now I have used Revitalash, but to my knowledge this one is like $70 or something, whereas Revitalash is like 100 and something. I don't know how long of a supply this is. But this isn't tested on animals, looks pretty good to me. Please let me know if you want me to start using this and film it for you all, and I will do updates. And the trend forecast look, she doesn't look like she has very much blush on, so I'm just going to go ahead and apply my favourite bronzer and then I will be right back. So one of the things that they didn't mention in the trend forecast, they just talked about flawless skin, but something that is so unbelievably on trend and I'm just going to add in here is highlight. And my gosh, highlight is so on trend right now. I mean, I don't wear highlight because I think it's on trend. I wear it because it's beautiful, but if you're going for that on trend forecast kind of look, highlight all the way. I have loosely bronzed my face, so I'm going to kind of do a little bit of strobing. So strobing is like highlight on like steroids. So I'm going to use one of the Bobbi Brown Shimmer Bricks. These are amazing because they suit multiple skin tones. Each one of them has 5 different shades. If you were like me and very fair, you'd probably focus on the bottom 3. If you were medium, you'd focus on the middle 3. If you had quite a deep skin tone, you'd focus right up the top or bottom, depending on which way you're looking at it. So I'm just going to take my highlight brush, focus on the bottom 2 strips. This one is in the shade Sandstone, by the way, but I would definitely recommend the one in beige. I'm just going to hit the tops of my cheekbones. Because these are by Bobbi Brown, I find that the quality on these powders is like impeccable. It's so smooth, really silky and easy to blend. I'm also just going to take a little bit and hit the tip, I was going to say bridge, no, the tip of my nose. That just helps to make your nose look smaller. In my opinion, I have quite a large nose, but when you look at me front on, I feel like it makes my nose, just somehow makes it look straighter. Do you feel me? And then if you want to, you can go even more hard out, and I'm just going to do a little bit above the eyebrow. I mean, when people strobe, they literally just apply it everywhere, but I'm doing strobing for people who don't want to look a little bit crazy. This is more like wearable strobing. Not like disco ball strobing, but you know, you do you, boo, if you want to look like a disco ball. That's the face done. If you wanted to, you could use a lighter coverage foundation to get the sort of strobed look, but I wanted to do full coverage and then bring the glow back in with highlight. So let me know what you think of the skin. I think this is like such a pretty look. In Farmer's Trend Forecast, the girl has sort of more of like a natural shimmery eye, so I'm actually just going to use my shimmer brick. All of the shimmer bricks, as I said, are a little bit different, but if you're wanting to get one that is very similar to this, I would recommend beige. Beige has a lot of earth tones and some quite light shades. I'm just going to take some light shades, basically the same ones that I used on my face. This is just a random eyeshadow brush, and I'm going to focus that in my inner corner, because I feel like any good brightened sort of strobed look, you want to have really highlighted inner corners, because it's just going to open your eyes up and make you look so much more awake. Probably recommend not stabbing yourself in the eye with your eyeshadow brush though. It's not a makeup tip. Can also kind of, I've started taking my highlights just sort of up into like the hollow of my eye, almost like just underneath my eyebrow, and I feel like that just opens the eye area even more, because I, like most people, probably get quite dark and sort of sunken in there, because obviously it's the crease of your eye. Now I'm going to go in with like a mid-toned nude, so maybe like the second two colours, and I'm just going to pop this on the lid, and then that's all I'm going to do, just so there's a little bit of dimension. This is almost like a gold sort of shade, and just blending that into the crease. Not like putting it in the crease, but I'm just going to pat it on the lid and then just sort of blend. Do you know what I mean? So moving on to mascara, we really want to frame our eyes with some bold lashes. I feel like the contrast of like a really sort of bright shimmery lid and really deep intense lashes is so pretty and so on trend. Bold lashes, bold brows, all about that life at the moment. This is the Lancome Hypnose Drama Mascara, and it's in the shade Noir Intense. And I've heard so many good things about this over the years. I can't wait to use it. The brush wand is smaller than I expected. We'll see how it goes. Here's a comparison between my mascaraed eye and my non-mascaraed eye. I really like this mascara. It's giving my lashes curl, a lot of thickness and volume and length, and it's really, really black. So I'm going to go ahead and apply this to the other eye, obviously. By the way, if you guys are thinking, Olivia, I can't afford a Lancome mascara, don't worry. Don't worry, because Maybelline mascaras are literally my favourite. I love using high-end, you know, every now and then, and if I get sent one in the mail, I'm like, yes! But if I ran out of mascara and I had none left, I would go to Maybelline. They are amazing mascaras for the price. Moving on to the lip, we are moving into autumn, and as you guys know, in autumn the trend is berry lips, burgundy lips, those deeper colours that we don't wear during summertime. I have some lip liners here from Chi Chi, and by the way, I don't know if I've mentioned these in a while, but I love Chi Chi's lip liners. Did I say eyeliner or lip liner? I'm going to go for this shade here, which is called Viva La Vixen. So this shade is kind of like a red purple. I'm going to apply this, and then we'll see if I need to apply lipstick on top. If not, we'll leave it matte, which matte lips are also really on trend at the moment, by the way. The great thing about using lip liners is that you can get like the most precise line. I like to overline ever so slightly. Again, a thing that is at the moment very, very in, but it's up to you. I just feel like when I don't fill my lips in, my lips are like, heh, but your call. I don't really overline my bottom lip because I like the size of my bottom lip. I only slightly overline my top lip, by the way. I don't go crazy, but my bottom lip, I think, is the right size. I think my top lip is just a wee bit too small. So if you want it to look natural, I would recommend leaving your lower lip as it is. So I was going to go all over with the lip liner, but I think instead I'm going to use one of the Maybelline Color Blurs. Now I really, really love these because they are kind of like almost like a silicone matte. Like they feel so smooth and so like nothing on your lips. I really love them. They do last really well, and because they are the Color Blurs, you can do an ombre really well, but today we're just going to stick to all over the lips. This one is in the shade Plum Please, number 35. And it's crazy because this is basically a dead-on match for Viva La Vixen lip liner. Now the final step, especially when you are doing a dark lip, I don't know if you guys can see, but I've just messed up a little bit down here, so I'm just going to take a flat brush and just pick up a wee bit of my foundation or concealer, and all I do is I press against the lip line, pull down slightly, and then you need to wipe your brush on the back of your hand. Otherwise, if you go in again to try and clean it up, you will smudge. Trust me, I've made that mistake thousands of times. I'm just going to dab it once, wipe, because you always manage to pick up a little bit of your dark lipstick and then you look ridiculous. And then all I do is take that brush again, dusting it off, and I just blend it downward. Alright guys, so this is my finished trend forecast look inspired by Farmers Beauty Week. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and I do just want to say a massive thank you to you guys for supporting my videos and giving me awesome opportunities like these to be able to work alongside farmers. I love this look. I don't normally rock dark lips, but I'm really feeling it, especially coming in to fall, or autumn as we call it in New Zealand. I watch too much YouTube, I keep calling it fall. Anyway, as I was trying to say, I absolutely love this look. And I think that if you are afraid of wearing dark lips, wearing it like this way with like really bright skin, bright eyes, I think it makes it a little bit easier to wear rather than doing like dark and dark or like a smoky eye and then the dark lip. I feel like this way is a little bit easier to wear. Don't forget, if you guys want to enter in to win the prize pool, which is $1,000 prize or 4 runner-up prizes of $250, all you need to do is post your look on Facebook or Instagram with the hashtag BeautyAtFarmers to be in to win, as well as the hashtag BeautyAtFarmers, obviously, to be in to win. I hope that you all have an amazing day. Thank you again for watching. If you enjoyed this look, please give the video a thumbs up, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!
Hey everyone, so today's video is going to be my everyday makeup tutorial, and it is very simple. I use like, hold on, let me count. I only use 8 products in total to create this face.